Hello there. Whew. Yes, intensity. Everything's opening up, cracking open, changing, shifting, reformulating, etc. Um, One of the hardest ones I'm finding is what I titled this today, opening up to new possibilities and outcomes. So if the planets are shifting, which we can feel, and the new grids are going, and all these new things that are starting to come, have eroded away a lot of the control and the darkness and mechanisms that were shutting us down, et cetera, et cetera. Um, there's a lot of people speaking of new outcomes, new possibilities, redreaming, opening up to new possibilities, all of this kind of stuff. And I feel that too, but it's probably the hardest thing that I've ever done is how do you go from having a life uh, filled with things that blocked you and things that didn't work out and money problems and relationship problems and love problems and family stuff and then one day wake up and say, okay, I'm a new person. None of those things apply to me anymore. Well, that's directly in opposition to what we're taught as a human on this planet. We're expected to put self-definitions and labels on ourselves, and we're basically the byproduct of all the outcomes that we had before us, and any mistakes we made, etc., have labeled us and locked us in for life, which at the same time right now is being broke down and told that that's no longer the truth, and that we need to abandon those labels and just start to live in flow and possibility. So it feels like a massive catch-22. We're sitting here looking at reality and changing ourselves and growing and making new choices, setting new boundaries, growing up, whatever words you want to use for all this. And I don't know about you, but in me, I can feel, oh yeah, something's different. It's lighter and it's good and it feels good. But I don't know about you, I'm having trouble seeing new outcomes yet. I dream every night, and before I go to bed, I set into motion. I want to find relationship and love and play and new ways of having my purpose and having enough abundance to fill my life. And then others are being of service to people. And I do feel of service to people most days, but the rest is still way up in the air. It's floating around like a fire hose that doesn't seem to be pointing anywhere yet. We've got a world where people are lashing out and angry and kind of frustrated about our light sometimes, and they're quite direct about it and telling us we shouldn't be that way, or you're too open, or you're too positive, or that's not the way the world works, or you're too open-hearted, or all these things. These are all things I've lived under, and I don't believe them anymore. They're full of shit. They're the ones that are too small and not ready and slowing everything down, and I can see it, but they're I don't know how else I want to call it, grumpiness or unwillingness to change or to allow new possibility closes off and creates a cage very quickly. Where's that happening in your life? Okay, I can't have a relationship because the last three I had hurt me and it broke my heart, and all men are like this, or all women are like that, or whatever the story is. Look at the possibility that's now gone. So now you maybe just stay at home and hide and just watch TV programs and hope somebody will show up. Where are you making actual steps to open possibility, to live with an open heart, to see something different? And I'm trying it. I go out when I sit down. I'll go to a restaurant or a bar or whatever, and I'll sit there and I'll shine my light and I'll be my uh, integral man, my man that's attractive or whatever. I'll step into that feeling, which is really my truth, but it's still not completely trusted or believed yet. And I'll watch for changes and see if women interact differently, or people come up and talk to me, or I get a smile, and I'm starting to see stuff start to come through. I had wings at a bar on Monday, or bar Montana's. It was in the bar section, and I got up to leave, and across the room was this purple-haired girl, and she was smiling like a sun over at me, and I smiled back, and I didn't know what to do with that, and I just kind of moseyed on. It was like, okay, well, if I don't know if that was an invitation, or maybe she was smiling at somebody else. So unfortunately, I stuck with my old pattern, which was uh, if I respond to that or something, then more than likely it's embarrassing to the both of us, or whatever story it was. But if fear prevailed, now was that meant to be something? And then you sit in this like fucking picture afterwards. It's like, oh, did I miss out on an opportunity, or did I whatever? And I'm asking the universe more and more often to bring them directly to me. Bring somebody that steps up, where I don't have to go and keep putting myself out there and feel shot down sometimes. So what are the steps that you're taking? What are you trying new? Um, Smile at people, open up, have conversations with people, make offers um, to people, open up to what you love and let it go in your heart. And it's so crazy. I've been laying in bed in my morning meditation and seeing how closed off I've been, like to relationship, to connecting with people, to sexuality. Oh no, somebody would never want that, or why would anybody else want to be openly free and talk about what they want and their desires? Well, it was shut down over and over and over again in my past. But in my heart now, it's different. And I'm sitting there and it's saying that's not truth anymore. So I open to the possibility. I inject it into the field, set an intention to say, I want people that are a match with me in this stuff, that want to play and have fun and not be in shame and guilt and having to attach and all this crazy stuff. What do you want in your life? Like at the root, and maybe it makes you feel uncomfortable. I talk about my sexuality and this kind of stuff, but at the root, all of us are looking for that connectedness, that pleasure, that touch, that sensuality, that whatever. And then at the root of that, at the end of all of it, is to have partnership, to share pleasure, to share love with people. That's the root of human existence. We're human beings. We're created from sexuality. Our creative energy is our sexuality. So I just am being honest and truthful about the root, rather than hiding it behind, oh well, I have to have a relationship and I have to have all this stuff. Well, if I can't connect sexually with a person, my last relationships and marriages showed me that you need to have that connection first, that intimacy, that depth, where a lot of exploration of that kind of stuff is like, okay, I got to prove myself and I got to pretend to be somebody I'm not and please them and make them happy, when really I just want to know if our bodies are compatible and that connection is there. And if that fire is there, then whatever I create on top of that, whatever relationship, whatever love, whatever uh, exploration, is going to be true, and it's going to stay and it's going to stick, because we're we're truthful, and that connection is there. And a lot of people will say, oh, well, you got to connect that in the mind and the heart and all that kind of stuff first. Well, yes, there's a heart connection that needs to be there. But do we now have to understand everybody's family and get to know their kids and commit to marriage before we start going deeper? No, I think we have to go deeper beforehand. So this isn't a talk about sexuality, but it's a talk about the root shame of a lot of what we want. A lot of us just want to be touched, want to be seen, want to be vulnerable with people. And that is down that path of intimacy and connection and touch and being okay about our body's desires. But if we just want to make it about a story and proving that they're not going to be like our last relationship or whatever, I think that's the bane of if that's where it starts from fear and concern, the relationship's not going to work out. That connection's not going to work out. Do you think you can have your best job ever if you're longing for a relationship and not feeling met, not being supported at home? Do you think that your kids are going to be happy and all that kind of stuff if those fundamental roots of what we want and what we desire and what our body needs and opening up the pharmacy of of our brain and all the feel good chemicals that come from pleasure and interaction with another at a deep levels. To pretend it's anything else and to sit there and shy away from it, I call bullshit. I call bullshit. And it's not about indiscriminate just doing these things with anybody or everybody, but once you have a connection with a person, or it feels right, or you have that little thrill in your stomach or whatever, what rules do you have to put in front of it? What kind of cage do we have to put around ourselves to make sure we don't make a decision like last time? Well, if it didn't work out last time, well, then there's an opportunity for something to work out the next time. And the more we control it, the more we try and position it and say this is how it's got to look, or it shouldn't be like that, or whatever, is the very thing that'll destroy it, because that'll be the perfect reason for why you can't continue. Go with your heart. Go with how your body feels. Go with all those things. This is what I'm trying to welcome into my life and share that with other people. But if you keep letting the decisions be made by how you think people are going to perceive you, etc., why in the hell do people even have to know what is in your private life and in your spare time? And if you're in a relationship with a person, if you're having sex with them, or if you're just kissing and cuddling and stuff like that, that's the range. You can do any of those things. But do you think until your body's normalized and feeling safe and comfortable by touch and cuddles and that kind of stuff, are you even going to be able to proceed to sexuality? Do you get that through conversation? Do you get that through dating? Do you get that through the games we play? No. This is about opening to allow somebody in, to let their heart be touched and your heart to be touched, and seeing what shows up after that. And once that shows up, your body's going to lead the way. Your mind is fucking mangled up. So we got to open up to possibilities. It's mangled up by all these truths and controls and societal norms and all this kind of shit. So I'm tired of hiding and pretending what people want or what women want, because I really don't think women really honestly will speak about what they want. They want sexuality, they want pleasure, they want touch just as bad as men. And when you find an empowered woman that's ready to honor their body and what they want or whatever, they are empowered. They are in their flow. But if men can't step up and ask and start to say what they want, or be non-ashamed by the fact that they want touch and they've been waiting for a very long time, and it seems like a big, massive craziness to try and connect with a woman, to have pleasure needs met. And it's insane to keep playing the lie when all we want is connection, all we want is touch, all we want is love. Men want it, women want it. Negotiate with someone, make an agreement, sit down with them, create a plan. Hey, I'm not ready for a full-fledged relationship right now. I'm a little bit scared. I'm whatever, but I need touch. I need cuddles. I need loves. I want to kiss someone. I maybe want to explore more. This is all part of how a human body is longing right now. This is all part of being human. So, how are you opening up to possibility? I'm doing stuff today, way outside my comfort zone, starting to open up to that possibility. I want those things to be welcomed in without having to put a whole bunch of rules around them, and how it's going to look and how this has got to work and all this kind of stuff. I just want to have conscious people come into my life that want to explore, that want to explore depth and connection. And then once you know that and everything's working out, you can say, holy crap, this is it. This is the one. This is what I've been waiting for. This is the magic. This is the boom. Because once you feel that, and once you know that, and your body's acclimatized to that, that's what we all been looking for. So, how are you opening to new possibilities? The old is ruling the roost. So let's stop letting the rule the roost and be angry and be frustrated because nothing's working out, or people aren't showing up, or whatever the story is. It's time for a change. Anyways, I love you. Talk to you soon. And if you disagree with me, post something. If you do agree with me, post something. But let's talk. Talk to you soon.